Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here and welcome back to an all new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies video. Today, I want to discuss the future DLC maps coming to the game. Because all DLC is free now and there is no season pass, it makes it a lot harder to predict when and how many future maps we will be seeing. Because typically in prior years, we would just see 4 DLC maps, apart from Black Ops 3 where we saw the introduction of Zombies Chronicles. Well, what makes it even harder to predict how many future maps we will be seeing coming to Cold War Zombies is the fact that we don't know if new maps are only going to be introduced in 2021 or we will be seeing more maps in 2022 as well. And we have no idea if World War II Vanguard, which is apparently going to be released by Sledgehammer Games in the latter end of this year, is going to be featuring a Zombies mode. If it isn't going to be featuring a Zombies mode, I think there's a greater chance of seeing more Zombies maps introduced to Black Ops Cold War in 2022. If it does have a Zombies mode, the chances become a lot less likely. And in all honesty, I feel like we're just going to be seeing 2 more main survival Zombies maps released into Black Ops Cold War, at least in 2021. It would be awesome if they surprise us next year with even more content. Activision have even said that they are considering updating present Call of Duties for more years to come after their main life cycle, so it is always possible that we could see more content, but considering the fact that there does seem to be a bit of a drought in between each map release, if they were planning to have more maps further down the line, you would think that there would be less gaps in between content and releases would be a lot more concentrated. So we know that the Outbreak Easter egg is going to be introduced into Black Ops Cold War in the mid-season update for Season 3. So that's the thing that we are looking forward to next, and that will introduce the following Zombies map, which is going to be the Return to Survival Zombies with the Berlin Zombies map. And Craig Houston said that it will be releasing in a future season, probably Season 4.
Corky, do we even want to talk about the fact that later in Season 3 we will have a main quest?
So as Season 3 progresses, we will be unlocking the main quest for Outbreak. You know, as with all main quests, it'll involve the narrative and evolving the story of our characters.
And things will never be the same again afterwards, will they, Corky? This is where the story is, like I say, you know, we've been trapped in this kind of Cold War arms race between Omega and Requiem. But like I said earlier, the agendas of individual characters are going to start to push that in a slightly different direction, which will set us up more for future seasons. We're kind of just starting to tease the events that are going to lead us into our next round-based Zombies map that will come in a future season, probably Season 4.
And according to the Battle Pass end date for Season 3, Season 4 is scheduled for around June 16th or June 17th, depending on which time zone you are in. So that seems like the likely release date for the Berlin Zombies map, but the thing is, Craig did say that it's probably going to be coming in Season 4, so there is always a possibility that it might in fact end up being Season 5, and if that is the case, that is just way too long of a gap, so I'm really praying we don't have to wait until then, because that's going to be absolutely ridiculous. And I guess there's always a chance it could also be Season 4 Reloaded as opposed to the start of the season, but once again, that's going to be a very ridiculous time to wait because we have not seen a survival zombies map ever since Firebase Z. And yes, Outbreak is great, but it just doesn't hit that sweet spot like the standard survivor maps do. It's just a bit too empty and repetitive. Don't get me wrong, I love Outbreak and have been playing it a lot recently, but it definitely needs a lot more work. I'm really hoping in the future they could release maybe different iterations of Outbreak. I would love to see some sort of survival version of Outbreak, or even the ability to play on the full Ural Mountains map, as opposed to just teleporting from section to section. And after we get the Berlin Zombies map, the next Zombies map that is rumoured is apparently codenamed The Giant, and this is according to an old leak posted in the official Call of Duty Discord way before the game even released. But so far, it's been pretty much bang on. Granted, there has been some things that have been slightly off, but for the most part, it's been a pretty accurate leak. So we do not know what this giant map actually is. Some people think it could be some sort of Der Riese remake. Maybe we go into the Dark Ether and we play in some Dark Ether version of Der Riese. I think that would be very cool. Or maybe it's codenamed The Giant because of something completely unrelated to Der Riese. We did get a new calling card with Season 3 that shows some sort of giant creature in some sort of city, and maybe this city city is in fact Berlin. We know within the Berlin Zombies map that lost Nazis from the Dark Ether are going to be escaping and overrunning the city. So who knows, this giant creature could be unleashed from the Dark Ether, and we do know that the first one, or the accursed one, is going to be coming back at some point too, which is Dr. Money and the Shadow Man recombined. If you've been paying attention to the Season 3 intel, it's confirmed now that the first one is going to be playing a part in the storyline. So I feel like that's probably going to be the climax. Maybe the final map is going to be where he is unleashed, and if the giant map is in fact the final map, then maybe the name The Giant could actually be referencing the accursed one. Maybe it's some sort of gigantic devil-like creature like we see on the graffiti on Die Maschine, or maybe different giant creatures could be roaming around the map in a similar way to the Origins robots from the Dark Ether. We then have a bunch of Outbreak maps still left to release as well. So on screen right now you can see the full map for the Ural Mountains, and we still have the mines left to release, the chemical labs, zoo, weather station, which actually features a remake of Summit within it, and we also have a battery left to release. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to find time to release all of these maps since we only have 3 more seasons left, but we have 6 Ural Mountains Outbreak maps left to release. I don't really know, and that's what makes me believe maybe they're going to continue to update Cold War Zombies for an extra year in 2022. It would be awesome, especially because Treyarch have confirmed that if Outbreak is successful, they're going to continuously update it for years to come and have it as a part of future Treyarch games as well. And they have said that some future maps won't all be from the Ural Mountains, and there will be some unique maps coming to Outbreak. A lot of people have been speculating that they could potentially be TranZit, Die Rise, and Buried that everyone's been expecting since Black Ops 4, thanks to all of the assets being featured in Blackout and other aspects of the game. I really don't think we're going to see the Victis maps this year. If they are going to come, which we do not have any confirmation, it's just rumors and speculation, then I think it could likely be 2022. But yeah, right now, I don't really know what the future of Cold War Zombies holds. It seems a little bit shaky. Like I was saying, it seems like Treyarch are kind of split between the regular survival maps and giving us Outbreak content to pass over in the meantime, and new Onslaught maps, which are very fun, don't get me wrong, but like I said earlier, nothing hits that sweet spot like a standard survival map. And I think that with the Cold War Zombies maps that have released thus far, they haven't really had much depth to them. There's been barely any side Easter eggs, and the side Easter eggs that have been present have been relatively pointless. If we look back at a map like Gorod Krovi, we had so many side things to do. You could get the Mangler helmet, the Valkyrie helmet, the Dragon Wings, you could get the Dragon Strike, you could upgrade the Dragon Strike, you could get the Gauntlet of Siege 3 specialist weapon, you could upgrade the Monkey Bombs. There was 3 different Easter egg songs on that map, you had an awesome dragon boss fight. There was just so many things to do in past Treyarch Zombies maps that I think that Black Ops Cold War Zombies has been lacking. I understand that they have made the maps a lot simpler and easier for new players to jump into, but the problem with this is that stuff that would usually take a quest in order to obtain, you can now just obtain via salvage. You can get armor via salvage, you can get different equipment via salvage, you can get different score streaks via salvage. But the thing is, I think that this is a really great feature because it makes zombies a lot easier to jump into, but at the same time I wish there was just more side things to do apart from the main Easter egg. And I think that all of Cold War Zombies maps have been very bare bones in terms of side objectives to complete, and as I was saying, the side objectives that are present just aren't really good. For example, we had the free jump pads Easter egg in Firebase C, which was a pretty cool Easter egg, but it's a bit complicated to do, but then you just get free jump pads. What's even the point? That would be a worthwhile Easter egg if it gave you free jump pads permanently. Every time you restart the game, you still have free jump pads. I think that Treyarch should take the approach in terms of side Easter eggs in making them permanent upgrades that just carry over into future games, as opposed to it just being a one-time game thing. That's my own personal opinion. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I've gone off on a bit of a tangent here, but basically what I want to say is that I don't think we're going to be seeing many zombies maps in Black Ops Cold War left, to be honest. Like I was saying, I feel like we're just going to be seeing the Berlin Zombies map and also this rumored giant map, whatever that ends up being, and that's probably going to be the conclusion to the storyline. And then we're going to be seeing more Outbreak maps as well from the Ural Mountains. Maybe, just maybe, we're going to see more content next year in 2022 as well. That would be awesome. Maybe we could see, as we were saying, TranZit, Die Rise, and Buried introduced, or maybe we could see more Outbreak maps that are more unique. big? I'm not exactly sure, but the thing is we do have 3 perks left to release, as there's 3 different spots left on the Wonder Fizz machine, and we know that the perks left to release are Double Tap, PhD Flopper, and also Mule Kick, which kind of suggests that there might be 3 more zombies maps left to release. But the thing is, I feel like one of these perks is going to be introduced with the Outbreak Easter egg later in Season 3. People have been speculating that the next perk is going to be Double Tap, because there is a reference to it on the Diesel multiplayer map released with Season 3. So maybe Double Tap's going to be next, we do not know. But yeah, we have 3 more perks left to release, which suggest 3 more maps. But as I was saying, I feel like one of those perks is going to be released with the Outbreak Easter egg, and if that is the case, then it's probably only 2 maps after that. Let me know if you agree with this in the comment section down below. And another thing that I want to mention is regarding the Yamantau Zombies map. So as you guys know, when we got the D Machina intro cutscene, it kind of gave us an idea of future zombies maps, because when Gregory Weaver looked at his various different computer screens, they pointed us in the direction of future maps. For example, one of the computer screens pointed to Khe in Vietnam, which was obviously Firebase C. Another map pointed towards the Ural Mountains, which we have obviously gotten with the Outbreak Zombies mode. One of the maps pointed to D Machina, which obviously was the launch map, and then another map points towards Berlin, which we're going to see with Season 4, presumably. So all of those maps have been correct, however, we actually mismarked the marker for the Ural Mountains computer screen. So basically, when we aligned the red marker on Google, we thought that it was pointing towards Mount Yamantau. And as you guys know, I've made prior videos talking about a future Mount Yamantau Zombies map because we had misplaced this marker. Well, it turns out that this marker actually points towards a city on the Ural Mountains plains, and it turns out that this city is actually what Golova is based off of. So this computer screen was just teasing at the Outbreak Zombies mode and wasn't teasing at a Yamantau Zombies map. Although technically speaking, we have gotten a Yamantau Zombies map in the form of Outbreak, since we got a new Yamantau multiplayer map, which is awesome, by the way. Very close quarters, very intense, and it plays very well in Onslaught as well. So I guess technically speaking, we have ended up seeing that map. It's just been in Onslaught as opposed to a survival zombies map. And another reason why I brought these computer screens is because on Shadows of Evil, we obviously had the scraps of paper that teased the future zombies maps, as they had coordinates that led to Der Eisendrache, Zetsubo no Shima, and Gorod Krovi. But they kept the 4th DLC, Revelations in Agatha in the Perfect World, a secret. Although there were teasers in the game kind of hinting towards it. And I think it's a similar thing with Black Ops Cold War, where these computer screens tease to us 3 future locations, which are Vietnam with Firebase C, the Ural Mountains in Russia with the Outbreak Zombies mode, and Berlin. And then I think the final map is what they're keeping a secret, which is this rumored giant map that was leaked. And also on Firebase C, there is a map of New York, which is apparently one of the proposed locations for Operation Inversion. And I don't know, people have been talking about a New York Zombies map, and I've talked about it in prior videos as well. Maybe we could end up seeing this, but I don't know, the chances are we won't. As I was saying, I feel like we're just going to be seeing 2 more maps, and I'm a little bit worried. I'm hoping we do see New York. I don't know though, everything is just so up in the air, to be honest. It's really hard to tell what maps we're going to see because we don't really have a proper schedule. Trek haven't told us how many maps we're going to be seeing, or if we're going to be seeing new maps next year as well. So everything is really up in the air, everything is very uncertain, and that's the issue here. It's really hard to plan ahead when we never have a proper schedule, we never have a proper roadmap, we never really know what's going on. This has been a bit rambly. Let me know if you agree with my thoughts and discussion in the comment section down below as always. I am a bit worried though because, you know, it does seem like there's going to be a bit of a gap between the next 2 maps. And yes, people love Outbreak, and as I was saying, I do really enjoy it too, and I think it's going to be a lot better once the Easter egg is added. I think they'll probably have to revolutionize the mode in order to make it work, and I can't wait for that to be introduced. But really, that's only going to give us, you know, a couple days worth of content. After then, people are going to be once again waiting for the next survival map, and that's just the nature of zombies, unfortunately. It just seems like people get bored a lot easier now than ever before. So I don't really know what the solution is. I don't really know what Trek can do to fix this problem, because there is always just a massive drought in between map releases, and I just don't know what the issue is. I don't know how they can solve this. Maybe we should have seen a full-on map per season. Maybe that could have been the way. I also think we should be seeing more modes introduced that are actually replayable, because for some weird reason they took out Cranked, which doesn't really make any sense. It was a limited time mode. Granted, it wasn't the best mode in the world, but they removed it. I don't get why they can't just let us play it in private match, I just don't get it. Like, it's content, you might as well leave it in the game. And they have also introduced Onslaught Containment, which is a lot of fun, played on the gunfight maps, but that's just for PlayStation players, so Xbox and PC get screwed. They're going to be getting it later on, but apparently this is a limited time mode as well, which Treyarch have said they will be keeping it for longer because people have enjoyed it so much. I hope they just keep it forever. Honestly, there is a lot of content in Cold War Zombies if you include Onslaught, but the problem is only PlayStation players can play it, and if you include Outbreak as well, once again there is a lot of content, but there is a large portion of the Zombies community that just favors survival maps, and that's the issue here. And they're releasing these new Outbreak maps in between survival map releases, but the thing is, it doesn't really bring much new to the game. Yes, it's a new location, it's a new environment to explore, but the gameplay is still the same, the objectives are still the same. When they add new Easter eggs and side objectives and main objectives to do, that is what brings more content to Outbreak. For example, recently they added the DIE Wonder Weapon upgrades to the game, and this really changes up the gameplay of Outbreak because they are very good to use and they can help to get to higher rounds. And different ones are better for different objectives. So I am excited for the future of Outbreak in terms of the fact that I'm sure by the end of the year there's going to be a ton more objectives and side objectives and Easter eggs to complete. That's going to make Outbreak have a lot more depth and feel less empty. But in terms of the new maps themselves to Outbreak, it doesn't really change up anything, to be honest. I would love to see a bunch more wonder weapons be added to Outbreak. They should just add pretty much all of the past wonder weapons eventually to Outbreak. I also wish there was a way to directly get the wonder weapons for free, as opposed to just getting them via RNG when completing objectives or side objectives or looting crates or completing the trials. And that is why I do wish there was different mode variants to Outbreak, because no matter whether they add a ton more maps, it doesn't actually change up the gameplay. If they had different survival variants, maybe that could work, but I don't know how they would get survival working on these maps. I don't think that would really work that well, and they've probably tested certain things like that, but they couldn't really get it working due to hardware limitations. Anyways, I'm looking forward to the future maps. I just don't know if it's going to be enough, and I know the community has gone, I guess, greedy, and as we were saying, I don't really know what the solution is. What could Trek do so there aren't droughts in between maps? We do get new DLC weapons and stuff like that, but maybe the introduction of some other modes like Turned and Grief could be a great solution. I don't know why we've never seen some sort of Grief mode introduced ever since we saw it in Black Ops 2. Jason Blundell did say it was almost ready within Black Ops 4 and then it never released. I don't know what that was all about, but you know, I don't know, game development is a bit weird. I do think we need stuff in between map releases. Maybe the solution is modes, and I think that Outbreak is great. You know, the prior modes that they were introducing with Jingle Hells and Cranked, they weren't really that enjoyable. Cranked was a lot better than Jingle Hells, which just really wasn't great at all. I don't know what the solution is. I'm kind of just rambling here. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.